Hey, in case you missed it, this is what was happening. WFMY News 2's weather team gave you a sneak preview of what your winter could look like this year in the Triad, from temperatures all the way to snowfall. The preview was last night at 11, but no worries, because Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley and Meteorologist Monique Robinson are joining us today on 2 on Snow to bring you up to speed and get this, to answer your specific weather questions on the fly. So this is what needs to be done. You get those questions to us by texting them to us, 336-379-5775. Send in your questions. We will answer them right on TV. All right, so let's get right to it. Tim, for folks who missed last night's winter forecast, can you just kind of give us a recap?
Sure, yeah, we can do the broad brush here, of course. In case you missed it, here's kind of what we're thinking for the overall winter season. So as we go into the next couple of months, the overall weather pattern, we're not talking about specific numbers necessarily, but the overall winter, December, January, February into March, we're expecting there to be a couple of trends. Number one, we would expect rainfall combined with snow, that's precipitation. That's going to be likely below average. All the years that we looked at look to be a little drier than what we would usually expect. So overall, going to kind of continue that dry weather pattern, which we've seen so far in the fall as well. Temperatures, they could be a little bit above average. All the years that we looked at that were similar, most of them showed a slightly warmer winter. Now, when we say warm winter, people think, oh, it's 70s and shorts and t-shirts. That's never going to happen. But we are going to have less opportunity for cold this year. Now, snowfall is the big one. That's the headline. That's what everyone wants to know. Around here, snow just doesn't happen very often in the first place. But I expect this year we'll have even fewer snow opportunities than usual. You can still get the one storm. 3 years ago, we got only one storm the whole winter, and it was the biggest storm in a long time. That could still happen, but fewer opportunities are likely. Same thing goes for ice. So that's our forecast in a nutshell, and we can always dive into more details.
All right, so that's the recap. So Monique, there's something that you explained. There's a connection between La Nina and our North Carolina winters. So let's talk about that.
La Nina, I know folks hear that term and they're saying, La Nina, the girl, what are we talking about here? So it's a weather pattern. It's a very large weather pattern that affects actually the central eastern Pacific water. And it actually has very cool waters during the La Nina period. I know that's really far away from us, talking about the Central Pacific. We're near the Eastern Atlantic Ocean. What does it have to do with us? Well, the jet stream, that's winds way high up in the air. These winds affect what weather patterns we get to see here at the surface. And that, particularly for the winter season, means less active weather, less storms in our area. And overall, that means also when we talk about precipitation or how warm it is, that also affects that as well. My graphics here kind of flipping too fast, but yeah.
Okay, really quick before we head to break, Tim, has it really been over 1,000 days since we've seen over 2 inches of snow?
If you're a snow lover, you know this already, and you're going to cry. Yes, it's been 1,080 days, this long, that many days since we've had more than 2 inches of snow. Last year we had a couple wimpy half inches here or there. The year before we had 1, but overall it's been 1,080 days. You go all the way back to 2018 since we saw a big snow, more than 2 inches. That was that one on December 8th where we had 12 to 15 inches across the area. Everybody got it, and a lot of people got stuck.
A lot of people got stuck. All right, so Monique, here's the question. What is a bomb cyclone?
Okay, we hear the word bomb cyclone. You might want to freak out. Like, should I be concerned? So we say the term low pressure system a lot of times. Cyclone also means area of low pressure. So boom, we're talking about a bomb low pressure system. Well, when we say bomb, meaning that it intensifies, it gets low very quickly. So it gets really low in a very short period of time. We know very deep low pressure systems, very low pressure systems that we refer to as hurricanes oftentimes in the tropical season. When they're very low, they're very intense. We're talking about the winter season though. So we have areas of low pressure that are very intense in the winter, and we refer to those as bomb cyclones. Nothing to concern yourself with at the moment, and we're not expecting much active weather this season, so not much of a concern, but you may hear the term, and so I just want to make sure you know that what a bomb cyclone means.
Yeah, and we would kind of put that in the category of scary national news headlines.
That we don't normally do.
When you see something scary weather-wise, what I'd encourage you to do is ask Monique, ask myself, Ed, Christian. You can contact us on Facebook or email or anytime. We respond to everybody, and we can kind of sort through that noise.
Okay, let's talk about a big national headline, climate change. Are our milder winters a result of a long-term trend because of that?
Yeah, we've been looking at this a lot, and we do get that question from folks. And I think if you live here a long time, you kind of get a sense of what's going on. There are some clear trends. So our friends at Climate Central, they help us put this this data together. This is the average temperature. You go back to the 1970s, and just looking at a recent trend, there's been a substantial warming of about 4 degrees of our winter temperatures. That's going back from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. I know that sounds like a radio station. But, we are warming about 4 degrees. That's significant. And I did that math all the way back to 1900 as well. There's about a 2-degree warming over that trend too. So that kind of sorts out the cyclical nature. So yes, our winters are getting a little warmer, a little less cold, and that can just be fewer extreme cold outbreaks. The interesting thing is over that same time period, our snow trend is not downward as much. It's downward a little bit, but we're still getting those big snows from time to time, even in warmer winters. And Tanya, I'm just kind of like thinking theories on this. We don't have definitive answers, but it seems that even in a warm winter, sometimes you can have more moisture from the ocean, which might be warmer in general, and so it throws more precipitation your way. So we can still get that jackpot, even if it's, you know, only 31 degrees, you can still get a big snow, right?
All right, so we've got all kinds of questions about certain lows, smells of weather. We're going to talk about that. We want you to text your question and we'll be right back.